Now let's proceed. Now we've seen how the payroll processing can be done and how it is done, and we've also seen the payroll. It's called payslip. We've also seen the payslip, and we've also seen some of the HR intelligences that can be able to help your human resource management to be able to actually add some allotment to your employees and some allotment to your employees. Now, there's also one thing that every time you create an account for any employee, the system automatically creates an account for this employee within the system. So every time you take a biodata, every time the employee is employed and the details are actually uploaded in the system, so the system automatically creates an account for these employees. Like now you can see here, for example, I have an employee. Okay, let me just use the one that you've been using. Okay. So here it is. You can see now this guy has this account here. Like you can see now, this is the money that he's supposed to have withdrawn, but it has not been withdrawn yet. And might you remember, once he's withdrawn the money, also it will be seen that he has withdrawn the money. So every time the payroll processing is done, his money goes to his account and it reflects there. So if you check in his staff accounts, this is where now you can see his money here. So at the same time also you can check on the loans if they have any loans, and this is where you can check the loans. And if you want to issue a loan, and this is where you can issue a loan. Like for example, you just click here this tab called loan, and then it will bring you to this window. So you are able to check and set, like settings, loan mode. So you can also define a loan mode if it is an overdraft or just a typical loan. And then you are able to put also the limit, the loan limit. Like for example, you can say this guy cannot be given a loan over $1 million. So that is what you can say. You can indicate there that he cannot be given a loan over a certain amount. If you need to charge interest, that is fine. But most of the company have realized in Nairobi they don't charge interest for the employees. And then at the same time also, you can also indicate if you want to put some monthly installments, which monthly installments that this company is supposed to issue. Okay, so upon agreement, the company and the employee, upon agreement, depending on the number of installments that they want and what can be actually deposited monthly. So here the employee can agree with you, and then you indicate there. So once you've put this, you can save it here, because once you've saved it, let me just check this information here. So I have to put some current installments. So I have to put, let's say I'll be chopping off 6,000. Okay, number of monthly installments for loan completion. So let me say it is, I would say maybe 24 months. And then I would say current installment, I'll say around 10,000. Installment count here, current installment count is about 10, not 10,000. And then interest, I can put maybe an interest of 8%. That one also for my company, that is not for your company's sake. So I can say, let me save this. What is it telling me? Now you can see what the system is interacting with you, yeah? Okay, so this one here, let me say it can only take about, let me just reduce it to 100,000, because my account can only cannot issue more than that. So say that. Okay, so that is where you need to set that, and then of course when you come here, so this is where now you can grant loan here. So you check the date and the loan amount that is requested. You can say maybe if it is 10,000, can indicate. If there any interest, maybe can indicate there if there any interest, and then you say from month. Then here I can just put details like approved, and then from there down you can see now the way it is calculating. So the interest will be 12%. If you put interest, deductions will be this, and then loan will be that. So that is how it calculates for you. So we've put here 3 monthly installments. So it is calculating for 3 monthly installments: the first month, second month, and then the third month. Then of course here you can save this. Okay, so you can see the loan amount I've given, it exists my username. So whoever is giving even loan has to have a credit limit for that. So there's a limit that he cannot issue above what has been indicated for them. So of course there and then you close it there. So once you close it there, then the loan that you've indicated will be actually reflected there. Since I've not issued that, still I have not given myself rights to issue that. So but that loan will be indicated here that you've issued that loan. Okay, so this is how you can just issue employee loans and all that stuff. You can issue loans to these employees. Now the same way also, there are also other deductions that you can indicate. For example, there are deductions, like for example, in some companies they will say it is advance. Others they will say maybe it belongs to a certain circle. You can do a deduction for different things, either circles within the company, or it could be a loan. So an employee can say maybe, I want this amount to be deducted to this account, or from this account. So you can say maybe if there is a circle account, I don't know if you have created one. I think I've not created any circle account, but I'll just put a bank here. Okay, certain amount to be deducted and be deposited to my DTB bank. So you will say maybe 300, let's say. Then you say, so if it is a circle, you can indicate it's a circle. If it is a what, you can indicate details there. So you can say from which date, and then once you indicate enable here, once you put enable tick here, then it will indicate that those deductions, every time a payroll processing is done, then those deductions will be taking place. So there, if you say that, that one shows you've indicated these deductions, but I've not enabled. So I had to, if I put this tick here, so it will show here that I've actually enabled. So deductions will begin every time I begin now to do a payroll processing for this guy. So that is how you can put those deductions there. Those deductions can come in any format. It could be circles and wherever. There are so many things that people do within these companies, and HRs, they understand it very well. So this one also including the bank pays. And then finally we have this bank pays. Now this one is just a sheet that the system generates for all those individuals who've indicated in their about data that they are wishing to be paid through the bank. So whichever bank, if it is the DTB bank, you'll have your employees who are actually appended to the DTB bank. And if it is cooperative, you'll have employees who are appended to the cooperative bank. If it is KCB, the same. So you'll find all these sheets. So sometimes you find that different sheets of different banks have different employee bank accounts. So what happens, the company will only just print one check and then take it to maybe a customer bank, like let's say DTB for a case. And then the DTB is able now to distribute or post these monies to specific accounts in different banks. So that is how monies can be paid through the banks. But that one slip is actually printed from here. You're able to print it from here. Okay, you just select a bank. Now that the employees I have, most of them have not indicated their banks. But if I had indicated their banks, then their names will appear here. For all that had equity accounts, their names will appear here. And any other bank, their names will appear here. So different employees have different banks and where they collect their salaries from. And of course, you have the advance here. You can indicate there. You can either give a global setting of an advance. So you say maybe on each and every 15th of the month to 28th maybe, that the advance that will be collected in the company globally, you can set an amount if it is 5,000 only, and then you save it there. So once you save it there, nobody else can be able to take an advance that is above that. So this is called a global advance amount, whereby you just set that once and for all and you forget about it. But now different companies with their different policies, you'll find that different employees get different amount of advances. So here you can select those employees that you want. Maybe it could be your manager, okay? And in an advance, you always give him maybe 10,000. So you indicate there and then you say save. So once you've saved it, and your setting for this stuff exceeds 50%, okay. So it is exceeding 50% of his salary that I've indicated there. So let me just put here 5,000. Okay. Then I will save it. So once I've saved it, this is the advance this guy is supposed to be picking every month. So every time he says advance, the system has set this aside for him. So he will be taking that the month. And then there are people whom you will want to bar from taking advance. Okay. There are people who will want to bar from taking advance. You can indicate their names, that the following persons cannot be allowed to take advance. Okay. Okay, so you can indicate there the following names. Just say the name of a person. You can say maybe Hillary. So this one here, she is not supposed to take any advance in this company. So once I indicate the name there, even when he goes to pick the name, the system will tell him, you have been barred from taking advance. Please contact the management. So that is how you can actually set those advances and all that stuff. And of course, finally, we have what we call staff credit sales. So here you can indicate, and this is where maybe the company will sell things to their own staff on credit. For example, mostly in supermarkets is the best example, whereby an employee will need a mattress. They don't have a mattress. So what happens? They talk to the HR, and then the HR puts this thing as a credit sale. So if it is a mattress worth a certain amount, they can simply come here and post it. Sorry, just double click that. Let me log in again. So this is where the staff credit sale is done. So you can see if I do that, you can either sell credit stock via VAT related, that is withholding, and then post credit sale via VAT related, that is credit sale. So you just do that, and you can select your staff. If it is this guy, you just process payroll for him, okay, and then you start selling this thing. Maybe he's looking for mattress. Don't have a mattress in my, let's say he wants a Samsung. Let's say he wants this, and then maybe he only wants one. Then of course I can put details here, can indicate details there. Then I will save that Samsung. It's worth 400,000. Edit errors was invalid interest rate. Okay, I have not set a lot of things here. So you just indicate there, and then it will pick. So once it has picked there, so it will appear here. And then what happens is that when you are processing payroll, you can indicate the start date here. You can either restrict staff date, that is the time at which you will be able to finish paying, because you'll be calculated there. You can indicate the start date and then end date. You can indicate here the end date of that credit sale. Okay, so that by the time the end date is due, then the system automatically stops deducting this employee. So that is how you can do payments. This is how you can do statements, do any deduction, or you can do banking. and also setting advances for each and every employee. You can also come here and check the contracts, just like the way I did to the other guy. So some employees who are still on probation status, there are those who will be on contract, and there are those who are on permanent basis. So sometimes they get a message and they will tell you their contract has expired, or maybe their probation status has expired. So how do you do it? You come here and renew it. You just come to this contract icon, and then you select the employees that you want to renew, and then you are able to do what we call renewal. Or if you want to do a bulk renewal, simply click bulk renewal here, and then you click a bulk renewal, and then you get something like that, and then you just click this. Once you've clicked these employees who are on probation, who are supposed to be renewed, and then you renew their contract. So once you've renewed their contract, so their contract is already renewed. Of course, it will print, and of course, that is how it will happen. So if you want to renew just per staff, you simply just find a staff name here. Let's say if this is the staff. You just find a staff name only, and then you click here, and then you say renew. You just say renew, and then of course it will renew. Like for his case, we've already renewed. That's why you see the window is different here. So that is how you do a renewal for each and every employee. And then of course you can print it here, or you can also view it from here. You can just click view, and then you are able to view this inbuilt contract. Okay, so it is printed for the staff to go and do what, and sign. So the staff will sign here, a sign of showing that he accepts the appointment, and then from there he's able to proceed forward. Okay, so that is how you can renew your contracts also. That is how you can renew your contracts also. So is there a question up to there before we wind up? Okay.